Alright, what's going on, guys? Big Charles. I'm on YouTube. Welcome back, guys. It's been a minute, huh? Kinda loath to do the thing where YouTuber guy explains why he didn't upload, but you know, it's just been busy, man. And on top of busy real life, Space Marine 2 went on sale on PlayStation, and it's been pretty hard to put that down. What am I doing, man? Getting hit by the blasphemous blade twice, man. One clip. Embarrassing. But yeah, back in the saddle. Feeling good. Bink, you're dead. And, you know, I want to philosophize and more so just talk about the Int Faith build and kind of how it has been evolving. Let me pull up a stat sheet, actually. We can watch this clip in a sec. Okay, stat sheet pulled up. This is just a rough approximation of what was going on. I've respec'd this build like a million times for like 1 point here or there, trying a bunch of things. Because as you can see, the stat spread is something, man. You know your build is whack when every starting class except for one will end up at the same level. Yeah, so this build presents a lot of small dilemmas when it comes to stat distribution, because obviously you have to meet the minimum int and faith for all the spells you want to run, as well as pumping arcane and mind to actually be able to do good damage, as well as cast them a lot without constantly drinking blue. And of course you need hit points and at least some endurance for armor. I suppose you could just be naked and maybe pull off a light roll with just like a dagger and really drop endurance. But endurance also affects spell combos. I've noticed spells can actually use a fair chunk of stamina when you're going for lengthy chains, which is really what a build like this wants to be going for. That's kind of the point of having access to all these different spells. So yeah, getting a stat spread that feels good is kind of hard, but really you're level 200, you can do whatever and it'll still be fine. The real dilemma of this build is caused by the arcane stat itself being my primary damage stat. It just doesn't do what I wanted, and I'll tell you why. My thought was, oh, that would be sick, because I would then have access to occult-infused and unique arcane weapons, which I do. But because I'm foregoing the Staff of the Great Beyond, and in its place taking the Dragon Communion Seal and the Albinoric Staff, I can't really do multicasting when I have all these cool weapons in the main hand. And so the playstyle is just too much micromanaging, really. It's still kind of fun, like you'll see in the clips that we're gonna roll. I'll actually start rolling them again now. You see the stat sheet, whatever, you know, it's something like this. I'm recording this audio before I edit that in. I'm sure that's a smooth transition. But yeah, even though it's kind of fun and wacky having access to all these weapons and spells and kind of really doing like every type of elemental damage and status effect imaginable. Like I like that. It's very witchy, which is what I'm going for here. I like the witch vibe. It just does not feel as good as a manhand weapon and the Staff of the Great Beyond. You'll see probably, I know in that first clip it happened at least once where I just tried to cast a spell with the wrong thing. That's definitely a skill issue, but that just can't happen with the Staff of the Great Beyond. And you have the benefit of Ashes of War and hard swapping. You have so many more benefits if you're just multicasting out of the Great Beyond staff, even though it does do marginally to somewhat noticeably less damage than the options I'm running on this build, because the scaling is actually quite good on the Int Faith Arc build. Like if you really did not want weapons to kind of even be a consideration on your build, I could recommend this stat spread. You know, just keep a Bloodhound Step dagger in your back pocket and forget about it. But that isn't really what I want. I enjoy melee gameplay mixed in with my casting, especially because so much of my casting is kind of close range mix-up based stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love throwing shit at people. Yeah, you could just use Catch Flame as a melee weapon. It's not that exciting though. So yeah, that's kind of my dilemma with this build. And really, it's the dilemma because I can't stand being like horribly suboptimal, and I did take the Vagabond starter. So I feel like I like have to put the points in strength and dex that Vagabond has to work. So realistically, if I was going to do a no weapons type of guy, I'd probably start, actually don't know, maybe just Wretch would be optimal, I'm not sure. Christ. Love seeing a man just explode. This is a fun invasion. This is the type of invasion you get and you go, oh yeah. And I know I could run in there and probably kill them, but I want them to come to me. Because I'm the man on top of the tower. But yeah, I could recommend this to a person who really wants to commit to purely casting. It's just the weapon element. I didn't account for how not smooth it was going to feel to be soft swapping my right hand as well as trying to switch through spells and then hard swapping the thing that I would be soft swapping to. And yeah, it just did not end up feeling easy or smooth. This guy has found himself just in a horrible position and his life is over. Goodbye, Radon. Godspeed. I said this in a recent video, probably the level 200 one, but like, I'll say it again, man. It feels like every Elden Ring player is just so dumb. Like, I don't remember people being this freaking stupid in like Dark Souls 3. Maybe they were, and I just wasn't as good for most of my time playing that game, and so I didn't know better. I mean, not that I'm like amazing or anything, but you know, you play hours and hours and you do get better. I don't know. Sound off. Is every Elden Ring player dumb? Or is just every Souls-like player dumb? Now this clip here is pretty funny. It really highlights how good multicasting is in a co-op scenario. I mean, you have access to every bit of harassment and support imaginable, as well as, you know, in this case, a strong weapon as well. I'm using the Flowerstone Gavel. I wish I could make this build work better with this setup, but I really think if you want to do an arcane spellcaster that still has weapons, kind of like our invader here, you want to just do either Faith Arcane or Int Arcane. You don't want to do Int Faith Arcane if you want to use weapons. It's just too cumbersome, unfortunately. The setup I'm running in this clip isn't too bad because it's primarily focused on the offhand sorceries, and then the incants kind of function as something that I'm just going to be swapping to sometimes, with the Flowerstone weapon art being a primary focus. And of course you get Riviera Bulbera, puts in work. No Placidusax Ruin for you, sir. GG. Switch to some arena clips, because I think this build is much more fun if you're a duelist than an invader. It just can be really annoying managing multiple people and all the inventory shenanigans that you really have to do to play this the way I was trying to. But okay, I'm gonna stop harping on the shortcomings. Rewind that, watch that, mute me, and just watch that. That's a good clip. But yeah, this build works really nicely in duels, in my opinion. And obviously it works fine in invasions. This is good. It's not that it's not good. You know, it is. It is. I'm gonna flip the script on him. The build's actually great. It's very strong at level 200. I guess any build would be. My problem is really that it's hard to fluidly style on people. That's the reason I say that, but is it? But the whole reason I'm even casting spells at all and getting into the age of Mage and going for multicasting and funky wacky builds at this point is because I want to flex on people. It's pretty easy to make anything effective in Elden Ring because everything does 5 billion damage. Base damage. But really, I just want to feel like I have access to a ton of options. Very smooth, very quick and easy, so I can, instead of focusing on having the right thing out at the right time, be focused on the gameplay and have it feel fluid and like it just is there when I need it. Which maybe I should try out a pure casting guy with a build like this. Because I mean, look at that guy just got cooked. Yeah, catch flames rough, brother. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the pure casting seems really fun. My only thing about it is I really like going for backstabs. And I like a lot of the Ashes of War in this game. A lot of the Ashes of War in this game are like better than a lot of the spells in this game. So it's kind of hard to give up weapons completely for me. As you can see in these clips, I am trying to cold turkey the weapons. But there's always a utility for either going for a backstab or even just having the threat that you might go for a backstab. Not that most Elden Ring players are very conscious of that. But the threat being there is great in its own right. But yeah, I mean, watching these clips, I'm like, yeah, it looks pretty smooth and stylish. It's just more a feel thing, you know, there's too much friction. And that kind of extends even to the stat spread. I think the fact that my stat spread had to do it to him. I think I'd do that to him again in the next clip. I like cut a lot of this footage together like a week ago or something. Yeah, I do. And this was like 2 in a row as well. He just did not he did not learn. But yeah, maybe I'm just chasing a high that doesn't exist. But I don't know. I feel like with the Staff of Great Beyond, I was feeling better. I think I'm probably... Here, we'll move in. Let's look to the future, all right? I'm done looking at the past. I can't believe you can't backstab a dagger roll attack also. But looking forward, I think the Arcane experiment is like a partial success. It's certainly effective and gets you access to some cool stuff. But I think the true play is going to be a 40 dexterity maximum cast speed. That is a photo finish right there, man. GG. But a max cast speed Staff of the Great Beyond build that utilizes some of the unique and cool dex weapons instead. I think that'll have a similar feel to what I had hoped this build would do, without having to juggle 2 catalysts for my spells. Placidusax Ruin is dirty, by the way. I was just testing it out, and like, what a gross thing to have on you in a duel. It's not very good in invasions, except as a finisher, because the other guys can just all beat the crap out of you while you're doing it to one guy. But Golden Arc, or Giant Golden Arc into Placidusax Ruin, if they roll in, like, that is just a bad spot to be. But yeah, you can see I'm really trying to like make everything happen, and it's working well enough. But I think I'm kind of hard carrying the build. I don't think it's the other way around. Not that I want a build to carry me, but I want it to match my freak a little bit. If you catch my drift. The nice thing about running unorthodox spells, like the putrescence stuff, is you run into a guy like this, you know, his whole thing's like Golden Retaliation, man. Yeah, it's just not gonna work, buddy. Just shut that type of build down completely. I think every spellcaster that's worth their salt should have a couple unorthodox projectiles on them. At least one. But yeah, I think the 40 dex thing is going to be my next experiment, and maybe I'll even squeeze the stats so I can get something really funny, like what's that thing called? Like the Mikola orbital laser, or at least Mesmer's orb. Maybe the moons? I don't know. Maybe something silly like that, like a PvE or coded spell would be funny to have access to. And this guy here just reminded me, the Spotted Whip. Someone in the Discord, I think it was Pickle, but I don't know. Someone in the Discord was talking about doing a Spotted Whip Dex Mage, and that sounds good. That sounds like a good time. I think they should do that if they haven't already, and I think I might do that. We'll see. That sounds pretty fun though. Spotted Whip and like a hard swap to the Sword of Night. That'd be pretty fun. Got George H.W. Bush here. This is the clip we're closing it out on. So thank y'all for watching. And sir, a second glint blade has hit the tower. Later, y'all. Talk to you soon. And good luck out there.